Okay, we're recording.
Did you want to do the opening? Should I do?
This is Sylvia Puentes. She's a Right Voice For You certified facilitator and travels the world facilitating people to step into more with their voices. And we all got together, a couple of us, Rebecca and Martha and Tiffany and a few of us, and we were talking about how, like, it seems to be like with asking for money is one of the places we really shut down our voice, or we don't ask for what we really want to ask for, or we refuse money and we don't receive it. Or even like saying, when people ask you your prices, and also even like when people ask you what you do, and like using your voice with that. So we asked Sylvia if she could do like something, a little taster of Right Voice For You, facilitating us with our voices when it comes to money. So take it away, Sylvia.
Thank you, Amy. And I do want to let people know this is an interactive Zoom. So you can ask questions, you can open up your mic. The translation will work out that detail, or you can type in your question. If you are receiving translation in Spanish or in Hungarian, you can always ask your question to the translator. They can open up their mic and ask the question, or Rebecca, since you're supporting Marta, she could always open up the mic and ask the question for you or type it in. So really there's lots of possibilities, because even though we have you all on mute right now, it is about you having your voice. So what would it take for this Zoom to open up more of that space where you can have more of your voice and start to ask what you would like to have and receive with more ease? And that includes money. So Amy's going to kind of be our question perhaps lead here, because I can go in so many different places. And Amy actually really was the one who said, Sylvia, I would really love for people to see the magic and the change that's possible with Right Voice For You. So Amy, if there's a question or anything that you'd like to start with that you're aware of, and if not now, then we can go into it.
Cool. So I guess the first thing that pops is like when people ask you your prices. And I've gotten better with it over the years. And I guess it's more like, okay, I can see where, someone says, okay, so what do you charge for a session, right? And like sometimes it's very easy to say, oh, I charge $150. But it's very important point of this calendar. Okay, let me just mute whoever that is.
So one of the things you just said is this moment of like when people ask us for our prices or even what we do. So first of all, for those people that may be listening, watching, that have never heard of Access Consciousness is a body of work of verbal processing, of questions, tools to truly empower you to know what you know. And it's through the question and the energy that comes up that we begin to use the magical tools of Access to unblock the energy, so you begin to have more choice. So it sounds like more people are coming on. I'm so happy to hear. One of the things that I have not learned to do is to actually press the button that says mute everybody when they come in. I have to be reminded of that, just for the quality of the recording for everybody. We just ask that you keep yourself muted until you have a question. And Amy's working on for all the people that come on. So thank you, Amy. So first of all, it's the topic of money is always so interesting. So how many of you, when money is part of the conversation, do you close up? Do you just contract? It's like you freeze. So everything that is, everywhere that you have not been aware of what occurs for you when the topic of money comes up, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, panpak, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Because one of the biggest gifts here is going to be for you to become aware what occurs for you. What is the thought? What is the feeling? What is the emotion that comes up in that moment? Because it's almost like if you can acknowledge it, it's like, oh, wow, I totally freeze. Not from right, not from wrong, but just that's what occurs. Wow, interesting. So everywhere you've judged yourself for what occurs, either you freeze, stumble over your words, or you say something you think is stupid. So whatever that is, any judgment you've had in the past about what has occurred when you talk about money, will you destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pun, pack, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So Amy, what occurs for you when someone asks, what do you do?
I think there's somewhere where sometimes I'm not present with it. You know, it's like, you know, let me just say my price real quick and kind of run away before and I think a lot of it's about receiving the judgment, receiving their judgment. And also and then the other part of that is I'm so aware of the people, you know, who don't have issues with money in their world and are like, okay, cool. And then I'm aware that people are like, oh, that's a lot of money. And it's like, I'll jump into their world and try and give them a better, you know, I'll give them a package deal or just like, I just always, it's like where I give up or I jump into their world basically to give them what I know or what I've tapped into that they can afford or have decided they can afford.
And that's so awesome because
Yeah.
how many of you have not acknowledged how aware you are? Yeah. And just like Amy's saying, like she's becoming aware of, and how much more that when she goes to speak to someone, she's aware of their world
Yeah.
with money, their points of view of money, their points of view of what's too much, their points of view of you, their points of view of what you do.
Yeah, it's like everything all at once, like this foof download. And then I guess it's like, okay, so how can I be present with that and not jump into their world or not run away or not, you know, change my prices in a moment to fit them. Like I've done that so many times. I'm like, oh my God, and then I walk away going, what did I just do?
So how many of you do something similar where someone asks you what you do, what you charge, and then all of a sudden you can't believe it, but you either lose your thoughts because you're in their world, trying to figure out what the right thing is to say. So, or the thing to say that will judge you, so they judge you less. So everything that is, and everywhere you're trying to figure out what to say based on their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, their points of views, their judgments, will you now destroy and uncreate all that times
Yes.
right and wrong, good and bad, pan pak, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. Yeah, and this what I've discovered in facilitating so much of Right Voice for You and other classes with the Access Consciousness tools is that this is actually a capacity we have. If all of you that are on and haven't jumped off already, you might start becoming aware that you do this, but it's not a wrongness. It's actually a capacity. And if you begin to ask, what else can I be, do, have, and create with this capacity that I have not been willing to, then what else could become available? So everywhere you judge this capacity, so you have tried to control it, have resisted it in any way, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that times gradually?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pan, pak, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So I'm just going to kind of go off here to the side because I want to talk about one of the first tools we learn in Access, and that's light and heavy. Because one of the things we've learned so well to do is use our mind, use our head to try to figure things out. So is that true? Well, let me think about it. Well, yes, because that's all your mind. So what the tool light and heavy begins to allow is for you to follow the energy of what's true for you. Follow the energy of what's true for you. It's not from your head. So if something's light, it's true for you. If something's heavy, it's not true for you. And you don't require your mind for that. I know it sounds weird for some people that are new, but this is where it's a muscle that if you begin to use will create so much more ease in your world. Now, it was about a year ago for myself where I truly acknowledged. Now, I've been playing with the Access tools for about 8 years, maybe 9 now. But it wasn't until a year ago that I truly acknowledged that my capacity to go in, not only into people's worlds, but their bodies. And it was all through a question. I had a friend I was co-facilitating with that wasn't feeling well. And he looked at me and he said, Sylvia, are you in my body? Now, in my head, that did not make sense. But the lightness of it was like, I was like, yeah. And then, because he wasn't feeling well, so I didn't know this, but he goes, can you please get out? I'm like, okay. How? It's not a how. It's just that okay. So then he said, thank you for caring. And I thought, oh, I have actually been functioning from a place of caring to go into people's bodies, to try to contribute, to try to help them. So then later we went back to class and we started to facilitate, and there was 3 of us facilitating, and I looked at him and I'm out, because I could quickly now begin to perceive when I go in. So I was like, nope, I'm out. So it's something I've been playing with for this past year. And it's just a moment of acknowledging this energy of like, oh, I'm in again. Nope, out. So for all of you, I'm sharing this story because you might be willing to start to acknowledge when you speak to someone, all you have to do is ask, am I in their world? Yes, no, yes. Okay, I'm out, pull out, I'm pulling out. And then when you pull out, you can be aware of and ask questions of what can they receive? What can I say here that will create the most for both of us? Or create more consciousness? I mean, you can ask questions, but it's from here, being aware of everything, rather than being in their world, where we can oftentimes get stuck and buy their thoughts, feelings, and emotions as true. And that's where Amy was saying, she goes, if someone has a point of view that they don't have a lot of money, you go in their world, you start thinking, oh, I shouldn't ask them that. They don't, you start to get into your head so much that you lose what's true for you. So everywhere you've been losing what's true for you and your voice with thinking you're helping them by going into their world, will you destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pun, puck, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So it's like, okay, awareness, yes, I go into the world, but now what? What's the tool, Sylvia? What do I do? So again, you'll start to maybe be more aware of that when you talk to people. And here's another tool that in class we play with in a very dynamic way, and that's about increasing our receiving. So how many of you, when people judge you, when maybe you see their faces go weird, or you can sense the awkwardness, do you resist or protect yourself or kind of put up that wall? And then you stop your receiving. And your receiving actually increases the information you're actually going to have to know what they can receive, what you can say that might create the most for both of you. So the tool is dropping your barriers. And you drop them, and you drop them, and you drop them more. And it's this space of dropping your barriers so much where you're actually aware of their thoughts, aware of their feelings, aware of their emotions, and maybe even aware of so much more. But by being aware of it, you actually can use it to your advantage. So it's something you can play with. Next time you're in a conversation, any conversation, you can be on the phone, you can be in a class, you can be with a client, you can be at the supermarket. If you're willing to drop your barriers, you may allow yourself to be so much more aware. One, can they receive? Because there's so many people that we want to gift so much to that aren't willing to receive. And you sometimes give them so much, they then kind of shut that door and not ask you more or not receive from you or not take that session. Does that help, Amy?
Mm-hmm.
We all be to creating something totally different that's never been done.
We just got, I don't know where that came from.
Hogy most, hogy először
we're hearing, I don't know who that is. Oh, I got her. Okay. Katia. Yeah, and I guess then, so it also, well, when you were talking, what I got as well is like, there's something as well around, like, okay, so if you're asking to be paid for something, right? So it's almost like,
okay, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there. You're asking to be paid for something.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I get that that's how we function in this reality.
Yeah.
So how much are you trying to balance what you're giving to how much dollar amount you're charging?
Wow.
So everything that brings you, destroy and create all that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And so how many of you are doing that? You're like, well, I'm doing this and this is how much value I think it is. And so I think this is how much I should charge. Wait, did I really give the value? Did I charge too much? I should charge less.
Yeah, so it's a constant judgment.
Lots of judgment, lots of computation. And so everywhere you're computing, calculating, judging your value for the price you're charging, will you destroy and create all that?
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what else would be possible?
You just totally went into my head, because that's what I was going to say. It was like, you know, the way a bar, like say if someone comes to you and they want to take a bars class, like there's a relief for me in that, because like the price is set, you know, it's a set price by Access. So it's like, this is what the class is. You have a problem? Argue with Gary. Like, you know, it's like, but also there's something that I've noticed with that. It's like, well, to me, like that's not expensive. $350 for a bars class is actually like gold, because the bars changed my whole life. So to me, like that's nothing. $350. So there's something. Yeah.
Do you change people's lives?
There, you did it again. You went into my head again. So I think it comes back to the valuing. It's like we value whatever we're offering, and I don't value myself.
So how many of you are looking for the value of what you do rather than the value of you?
Oh, yes.
So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion?
Yeah. Right
and wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond.
And it's like we're not valuing what we be. Like and I guess we never were taught to value that. Like we grew up in a doing world. So it's like, what can you do? What can you give? And not what can you be?
And it's something that's so entrained, right? You're a kid, and sometimes like, look at the great job you did. Here's $5, or, you know, here's a peso, whatever it is, you know? So it's like, it's been going on for a long time where we've been trained. You do this, you get this. You don't do this, I take away this. So everywhere that entrainment is so locked in to what seems to be true and real, and everywhere you have it locked into your body, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, and I gotta say, I get it more now, and it's still, there's so much energy around money, but it's a made up number. I mean, it's a made up number. And we all agree, you know, someone I think was saying something about salary and raises, but in certain professions, you can Google, and in this profession, this is the going salary in this part of the world.
Yeah, like there's going rates, like even, you know, I do massage. So there's like a certain rate that people charge here in Florida for massage. And then there's a certain rate in Ireland. So there's like somebody, you know, a couple of people get together and charge the similar price. And then that becomes like the set price or whatever. And then it's like, what if you actually desire to charge a lot more?
So, you know, let's say Amy could easily charge $2 for an hour session, and then she could do something like $10,000 a session, you know? So it's like, what is the difference there? And how many conclusions, decisions, separations, and judgments and computations do you have of what that means? That if you charge $2 or if you charge 10,000, so everything that is, will you destroy and create all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, fun, pop, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And how many people look, well, I have this experience, so this justifies my rate.
Oh my God, that's massive. Yeah.
So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fun, pop, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And I got to tell you, this is a topic that money, but even, I don't know if you perceive, but there is a density and almost like a desperate place we hold on to about what seems to be real and true when it comes to money. And this is where we really block what we can be, do, have, generate, and create. When you buy all the conclusions, when you've decided something, when you have a fixed point of view, it will keep you from actually receiving the magic the universe has for you. So everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And it's amazing, right? Voice for You has so much of being you, which is a body of work that Dr. Dane created, and really this energy of us recognizing more of the gift we are, the magic we be. Because what I discover is when you start to acknowledge you being you, things start to show up. People want to pay you more. So when you're choosing to do with the result of making more money, it tends to cut off that possibility. So everything that is and everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. So I'm going to run a couple clearings and see what we can change here. So what have you decided you are? So truth, who are you? So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pack, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Truth, where are you? So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. In truth, how are you? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. In truth, why are you? So everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So truth, what are you? So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Did I get them all? Who, what, where, why, when, what are you? And everything you've decided, all the definitions, all the conclusions that keep you locked up to only receive that, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And this is something I had a Facebook Live this morning with my host in Budapest. And one of the things I said towards the end is that I was looking at the energy of this Zoom is, what are you not willing to be or do? Well, I guess do is in there. What are you not willing to be and do and receive that keeps you from generating and creating the money you say you want with total ease? So everything that is right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. And if you're feeling a little fried, going, oh my God, what's going on? I see a beautiful picture, Albina. She's going, oh, yes. So there is so much locked in and for some of us, it's all in our head. There's so much locked in that this process will begin to unlock that. You might feel a little dizzy, but if you're willing to continue to let go, and here's another tool, and expand. Because sometimes when things are weird or we're sensing a lot of energy, we tend to want to close up. So if you just kind of take a breath and just expand. Okay, everything that is. Especially if you head trip. Yes, Tiffany. Head tripping is when you just end up in your head trying to figure everything out. So if you were just willing to let go of your mind right now. And you know what? The other thing I want to say is that I get it. It's not always easy. You know, choosing to use the Access Consciousness tools and choose to say, yes, I'll destroy and uncreate that point of view or the energy that came up, it takes a lot of courage. If you truly are willing to let go, it takes courage. And I really acknowledged that for myself a couple of years ago because I was like, oh, wow. If I let go of this, I might not know who I am. If I let go of this, people might not like me. If I let go of this, won't be as in control as I am right now. So truly acknowledge the courage it is to say, all right, I have this point of view that I should be this way, that the world should be this way, that, you know, people shouldn't charge this much, or that I never give things free, or that whatever it is, if you truly are willing to change that, you might open yourself up to new possibilities. Now, something I also would like to share is that for myself, I am so grateful for the tools. My life is so different. And I grew up in a family. It's so funny. I grew up in a family. I was telling this story to Gary. I was at the castle recently, a castle recently they purchased, and we were at this beautiful dining table. There's an echo. Is that you, Ellen? And I was at this dining table, and you know, you have your silverware, you have your crystal, you have your fine china. And as I'm sitting there, I thought, wow, look at this. Like, I truly did not grow up with that and never thought that that was a possibility for me. I actually grew up in a very humble home. And I remember when we would sit down for dinner, it was like this plastic cup was put on the table, and that had all the silverware, and it was grab what you need. You know, we're a family of 5 girls, and it was, no one was setting up the table. There was no fine china. And so this is all an energy of what I'm willing to receive more now. And the reason I'm sharing this, it's like not right or wrong. It was just one way, probably much easier for my mother to do it that way. And yet I know from a very young age, I desired more. And that sometimes has been seen as wrongness. So how many of you have desired so much more than what you've seen growing up? Not from right or wrong, but just like, wow, that would be so much more fun or nice, but you've known that, and yet no one in your immediate circle chose more. Now, I adore my parents, and for them, they have chose what creates ease for their world. And yet I'm all like, wow, for me, it's like, wow, if I can have a private jet, that would be really fun. And for them, they're like, Sylvia, are you crazy? So we all are going to start where we start. And I'm sharing this because money is an energy. And when you're not willing to receive the energy, you won't be able to ask for those prices. You won't be able to talk about your business. You won't be able to actually choose things that will actually contribute to you. So yesterday, I made a short video, and I haven't posted it, but I went and bought crystal. Well, it has water now, but I went and started to buy crystal, and I now have a little beautiful tea set. There's certain things of that sort that, someone's willing to help me get my private jet. Okay, Nymphis, let's talk. Ask and you shall receive. But these are items like I shopped. I might actually show you because I still have to clean the glasses. That for me, it's like, I look at these glasses, I don't even want to put them away. And I look at them and I say, oh my goodness, these are beautiful, but that's an energy. So the question is, truth, is money, because is money for you as the infinite meaning being, or is money for your body? Like your body, I guess I'll say it, but your body is the one that desires the money to actually choose to have things that it enjoys. So how many of you are excluding your body and excluding to gift it what it desires? Because you as an infinite being, you don't require it. You're like, sure, I'll give the session for free, no problem. Your body's like, hey, I really wanted, that beautiful lobster dinner tonight. And you're like, it doesn't matter. So really beginning to know that money actually is a gift for your body, and it does open to different possibilities. So see, some of the beautiful crystal, there's like champagne glasses, and these are like beautiful
you got a lot of glasses,
but they're here on my counter, and I'm just like, oh my God, they're so beautiful.
Now you need to have a party.
So I just wanted to share that because it's an energy that even.
Oh, you broke up for a second, Sylvia.
Oh, can you hear me?
You're back now.
So it's the willingness to ask, what can you add to your life that will contribute to you being and having way more? To your life that will contribute to you having way more. Because everything around us, everything will add to your, it's like everything. Go ahead.
Sylvia, is that, oh, I'm echoing. 1 second. Okay, when people come on the call, if you're new on the call, just mute yourself because you bring in a background echo. So that's back to like, that it's not a, Gary's thing, it's not a receiving problem, it's a being problem you have. So it's really like, what you're saying is like, what can you be, like, what can you add to your life so you can have the money, the energy of money in your world. And when you start to be the energy more, then you can receive it more. And then you'll be able to ask for, 200, 300, 400, whatever it is for your session, that your sessions are really asking for without running away. Is it just that we're not used to having that energy of money and whatever the energy of money is in our world?
What do you know, Amy?
Yeah, I think, it is.
And it is this willingness to go, wow, what am I not willing to be? Yeah. How many of you are not willing to be rich?
Filthy rich.
But you're not willing. And, what have you defined rich to mean? So all the definitions you have about what being rich is or isn't, will you destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pot, ball, 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, so here's another question. What is your judgment of people that have a lot of money?
Well, mine is that they know something that I don't know. Like that there's some like training or some education they had that I didn't have.
Okay. Awesome. What about the rest of you? What is your judgment? You see someone with money, either what is your judgment or what did you hear your family say?
They inherited it.
They inherited it. Okay.
They were born into money. They're not really happy.
How many of you heard that? That people who had money, they just have way too many problems and they're not happy.
That's actually something that comes up around, the first time you said, well, what would happen if if you were really rich? And it's like, I don't know if I could handle it. Like the problems that would come with it. Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah. I don't know if I could handle it. I don't know if I could handle it. Ooh, I don't know if I could handle it.
Everything that is all the secret, covert, hidden, unseen, unspoken, implants and explants with that, all the invisible stuff that keeps that in place, would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a dozen?
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pot, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. here's a, oh, well, let's just let that one, wow. Thank you. Wow. And this is where your point of view will create your reality. If Amy has already decided that I couldn't handle it if I had more money, guess what? She's going to create it that if she gets more, it's going to be too much to handle. We'll either give it away, or there'll be like a new expense, or the, you know, stove will need to be repaired.
Oh my God. So that's another point of view I've heard people say, like, sorry, someone else just joined. We have so many people joining this call. It's so funny.
Yes.
So that's another thing I hear a lot of people say. When you have money, or the more money you make, the more your expenses go up. Or the more business you create, the more your expenses go up. The more your business expands, the more your money goes, or the more your business expands, the more your expenses go up.
What's your point? What's underneath that for you?
More work, and that I'll never really have it.
Okay, so
then,
everything that is.
Yeah.
What else? What, you were going to say something else?
Well, I'll never really have the profit then. It'll just be like always the same, you know, like more expenses, more income, more expenses, more income, more expenses. Like, it's just like.
So everything that is, and everywhere you haven't chosen to jump on that ride because you're like, I don't want that. So you just create all that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fun, pack, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyond.
Oh, you'll say put more money, more worries.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Yeah. So just to begin to acknowledge, oh my gosh, did I buy that as true? And all you have to do now, Jose, is go, wow. Either if you heard that from your family all the time and begin to go, wow, everywhere I bought that, everywhere that's been true for me, all the objectives in my life to keep that true and real, I destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion. And just God, right and wrong, good and bad, fun, fuck, all night, boys and beyonds. So thank you for that. The other thing I just wanted to share, because, I was starting to share about what it was like when I was a child and what I've been choosing in the last the last year maybe or two, that's really catapulted what is available now for me. Because money will also create possibilities and you'll have different choices available. I remember Dr. Dane here, the co-creator of Access Consciousness. We were in a class and he was on stage and he goes, you guys really don't want more money. He goes, you guys say you do, but he's all, I'm traveling 20 plus days at a month. There's all this stuff I need to handle about money. There's taxes, there's paying people, there's all of that. He goes, you don't really want that. And I remember in that moment, which it's so funny the way it works for some people, where if you say the opposite, you actually motivate them. So I'm like, yes, I do. I do want that. So I started to facilitate outside the country, and I was in Mexico. And that was the first class that people were paying me in PayPal, credit cards, in dollars and pesos. I think someone even paid in euros. So we were doing the accounting part, and I thought, oh my God, like there was a moment of like, this is too much. And I remembered what Dr. Dane said. You're like, it's too much work. You really don't want that. I thought, nope, I'm not choosing that. Okay, more space. What can I do here? How can I have more clarity and ease with this? And then soon after that, I found myself traveling 20 plus days a month. And are there challenges? Are there more expenses? Am I paying more for flights? Yes. Am I actually looking to hire more people? Yes. Am I, there's more things, but what are you resisting? Is it the work? Is it the worries? Is it everything you bought that money would bring? Problems. You would lose your family, you'd lose your friends. Like, what is it that's so real for you that keeps you from truly giving voice to what you desire to have and be in the world? So everything that is,
yeah,
all that.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pan, pack, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Because what occurred along the way for me as well is that I started to acknowledge what it is I do desire in the world and what it is that I can contribute by who I be, that then keeps opening up possibilities.
So, and Ninfa's Road, for me, it's like I feel I can't control it, how much money comes in, how to create it. That's what was coming up for me too. Like the thing up, it's like I won't be able to handle it. I won't, like, it'll be so chaotic. I won't know what to do, kind of thing. Like when you said about all the different currencies coming in, I was like, oh. And I've tapped into that before when I create classes. When I ask for a certain number, I'm like, so if 100 people did show up, how would I process all the payments? And I go into, I think some of us go into the how of it. And is that where we're blocking or receiving?
Okay, so Amy, and thank you, Nymphis, for the question. So how much are you aware of the future?
A lot.
A lot. And have you acknowledged that as a capacity?
No, probably not.
That is a capacity. Like, wow, if I have 100 people, I actually need to institute some systems to make it smoothly. Cool. That's actually a capacity to go, wow, that's going to require something different. Okay. So are you willing to be out of control?
Yes, in some ways.
Okay. Are you willing to fuck it up?
Yes.
Cool. Are you willing to lose it all?
Yes.
Okay.
That one's easy for me. I'm totally willing to lose it all. Am I willing to have it all?
Okay, so truth, are you willing to have it all?
I get no.
So everything that is,
yeah.
I'm just dealing with trying to create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, fun, fun, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, one of the things that a lot of people resist is the chaos, the energy of chaos when you're out of control, out of definition, like things are moving quickly and you're creating and you can't catch up. Like, you know, I'm grateful for, you know, my hosts and the teams that create with me because they're constantly, Sylvia, we need this.
You know, I felt like I was your brain the other day. I was like, did you do this? Did you do like stop?
But, you know, that for me is helpful because I literally have, I mean, there could be a full day where, I mean, if I happen to go for a drive in the country, which I did the other day, that might be a space where I'm not like responding to emails on a project, creating, and yet it's what's fun for me, but it is an energy of chaos. So how many of you are resisting the chaos that would contribute to your business and your money flows?
Yeah.
So everything that is when you destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyond.
So when you said that, Sylvia, what came up, and I'm sure it didn't come up for anyone else, only me, was like, well, if that happens, then how am I going to have my relationship with my husband? How am I going to have time to spend with him? So I don't know if there's people on the call who have family and kids and all that stuff.
What makes you think they want to spend time with you?
My husband does. He's always complaining I'm working too much. It's like he tells me my computer is actually my best friend.
Yeah. So
second.
But it's a funny thing, and I say it and I'm joking and laughing, but
I get the thing about the family though, and the kids don't really want to spend that much time with you.
But it's, you know, I have a son who is 19, will be 20 next month, and one of the things that when he was really young, I used to come home and I was actually at that time a third grade teacher, and no, kindergarten actually, when he was that little. And I'd come home and he'd start to cry. I'm like, you can't cry. I had a kid that cried in class today. You can't do that. But it was like he was always like pulling and wanting my attention. And I thought, okay, I need to do something different here. So I remember coming and driving up to, because I was only 2 miles away, but I was coming up to the door and I thought, oh, wait. Let me let go of all of that and just be really present with him. Because I was still thinking, oh, I got to grade those papers. I got to call that parent. So when I got in the house and I let all that go and was really with him, It maybe was 5 minutes, maybe 10, and then he was gone. So how many people in your life are actually demanding your presence, not by time quantity, but by you just being present?
Yeah.
And how much is your business asking that too? How much is your body asking that too? So what if you could begin your day and it's like, what requires my attention today? And also include your husband, your kids. And I wonder, I mean, it really is a question is, you know, even your space is like, what requires my attention today? Actually, you know, maybe I'll wash the crystals this afternoon and maybe I won't, but I don't have a point of view that I need to clear them. My son, it's like, I don't have a point of view I need to call him, but I can have him in my awareness. And this is the other incredible tool we play with in Right Voice, and is that if you're willing to be aware of everything, you're always there perceiving it and connected to it. So how many of you disconnect from someone or something so you can focus?
Yes. Oh, wow.
And how much does that actually cut off your receiving of everything?
Yes.
Receiving money. So everything that is, where you destroy and uncreate all that.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, fun, pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So right now, for all of you that have pets or spouses or kids, just perceive them. If they're in the house, downstairs, in another country, at work, whatever that, just perceive them. Where are they? Energetically, this is a capacity that we have. So energetically, just reach out. Okay, like I'll look for my son. Like, okay, where are you? And it's not like you go, oh, he's here, but it's energetically. It's like you begin. It's like, oh, he's actually kind of hiding. I wonder where he's at. What is he doing? No, but it's like, okay, where are they? Like, oh. And this is like, we all have this capacity. How many of you all of a sudden it's like, wait, I need to call my sister. What's going on? And you call her and something's going on. So we all are aware of the, especially the people closest to us. You have an awareness of them. So it's like, okay, there he is. So as soon as you can perceive that person, or even the energy of your business, just say hi. It's like, hi. You know, do you require anything? Yes. No. Yes. Oh, okay. Can I send it now? Yes. Cool. Sometimes it's an energy that they know you're there. Energetically, we have so many more capacities that we haven't acknowledged. And with Right Voice for You, it can be about changing your voice. It can be about speaking, asking for what you'd like. It can also be about not saying anything. But in this situation, what capacity do we have to connect with the people, say hi, and just let them know we're here? The part that most people resist is that you might then have an awareness and receive information that you've been resisting to have. So that can be a whole nother topic.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's a whole new call.
Because now I think I will call I'm going to call my son after this call.
Yeah.
Something up. I'm not sure what it is, but I can see he was like, there was a sense of he's hiding, something's going on. And with no point of view, it's just like, hey, how are you? So how many of you are resisting to have the awareness that you could be choosing if you weren't resisting the intensity of it, or the right or the wrongness of it? So everything that is where you destroy and uncreate it all.
Yes.
On, good and bad, fun and pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Amazing. I think we have like only a couple of minutes left, Sylvia. So do you wanna, does anyone?
Just sorry that I interrupt you. I think there was something in the Spanish speaking that was raising their hand. I don't know, Rebecca, if you saw any question. Dania Rangel, I think.
Oh, here's somebody. Esther. Okay. Was that the translation, Bori? Yes. So her question is,
Yes.
what to do with the feeling that I cannot keep up with my...
Están hablando de la cómo
Marta, can you go on mute again? Thank you.
sorry,
So
yes, can I hear it again? Sorry, because I'm losing you. Sorry.
Yes. And then if there is one in Spanish, let me know. But this one's up on the chat. And it says, what do you do with the feeling that I cannot keep up with my speed? I am quicker than myself, beyond what I have ever thought that I am. So one, how much fun can you have with that? Would you be willing to have more? So yes, see that smile?
Ez igazából frusztrált engem eddig. Leszerettem volna csökkenteni, mert túl intenzív volt. És sose értem utol magam.
It sounds like she might be frustrated. You want to translate, Bori?
Yeah. So she was frustrated because of this, and she wanted to slow herself down.
Okay. Thank you. So, are you frustrated of yourself, or are you aware that other people are frustrated of themselves? Oh, go up. Hold on, you're on mute.
Oké, de érzékeltem is, hogy másokat is frusztrál a tempóm.
Did you catch that,
So
Bori?
I felt that I frustrate other people with my speed.
So, okay, hashtag not your problem. Where have you made it your problem for them to be comfortable and
Igen,
relaxed?
egy olyan érzést éreztem, mintha nekem kész kellene valamikor lenni valamivel, de sose vagyok kész semmivel.
I felt that I have to finish things, but I never can finish them.
So what if that's not a wrongness? So how much have you been judging you for not finishing things? So yes, a lot. So as a humanoid, you probably won't finish a whole lot. And so what if it isn't a wrongness? Yeah, can you feel the body just off? Yeah, so everywhere you've been judging you for not finishing things, being too fast, creating more things, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pan pak, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, what questions can you ask to have more ease and clarity with that? Do you hire someone? Do you, like start to ask, okay, if certain things are kind of falling and not getting done that need to get done, what else can you institute? But what if you're not wrong? And how much fun can you have with your speed? Yeah. And what else can you create? Thank you for your question. Yeah. But I want you, for those of you that are on camera, if you see her face, she is much more open now. There's like, they're almost like, I can see her teeth. There's a little more ease. Like there's even more of this beauty and shine that shows up. When you're judging you, you're going to look old. You're going to look gray. Like you'll notice people. If you start to notice people that have been around Access, there seems to be this glow that shows up. There's more of that joy and that ease. And it's just a choice. No one has to choose anything. It's just a choice. But what would you like to have more in your life? Yeah. Thank you so much for the question. You're welcome.
Cool. So is there anything else, Sylvia, you want to finish with?
I just truly would like to give like I am so grateful for all the people that are contributing to creating more, that are contributing to me. I have wow, all the translators that have jumped on for the creation of the Budapest class that's coming up December 1st. I fly out tomorrow. And all the team from Florida that's been creating and really reaching out to the world. Their questions, you know, Amy's been so amazing to just like, Sylvia. I'm just so grateful for that because it's like for me, it's what can we create together? Like, you know, Bori has acknowledged, Sylvia, you're actually empowering people. And it's not about what I know, but it is what I know is possible that I'll invite you to. And you get to choose. So Right Voice for You is so many different things. And I had a class in Boulder, Colorado, and this one lady who had called me before class, she goes, I'm not sure if I should take the class, you know, but it was money, time, I'm not sure. She chose it. And the change in her world, she was, you know, looking at different jobs. It ends up being more money. There's her willingness to have a voice to say things to her. I think it was her mother and speak to her ex-boyfriend, I believe. But she goes, I am like on fire. Like she's just not, she's actually willing to have the energy and be more in her life than ever before. So for me, that's what I desire for people. What if truly we could create a life that's worth living? And we can begin to be and ask for what it is that we would like to have more. I know it's possible. I do know it's possible. And it's only a choice and another choice and another choice away. So what can you choose today to have the kindness with you, to add more nurturing to you and your body, and to begin to truly ask, what is it that I would like that maybe no one I know would like that? And what if it wasn't wrong? So what can you acknowledge you be, and what gift are you that no one perhaps has ever acknowledged? But if you acknowledged it for you, no one could take it away. So thank you all for joining us.
So Sylvia, just quickly, your dates and your Right Voice for You in Bulgaria, what dates are they?
It's in Budapest, and Budapest. It's December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the 3 days Right Voice for You.
Okay. And is that online?
And it's online.
Okay.
We have available 10 languages and then 11 with English. We also have 2 evening classes. One is the Right Elegance for You. That was demanded by our translator right now, our Hungarian translator. She goes, Sylvia, there's something here you can share with the world. So we're having an evening class. Country pricing applies. It's $90 USD for the evening class. And there's also an evening class of ease with languages. So those you can have from any place in the world. If you do desire to come on, you need to let us know right away, because some of the translators need to choose if they'll translate or not, depending on the demand of translation. And in Florida, beautiful Boca Raton, I believe.
Yes.
We will be there in January.
Yes, so it's the end of January the 26th, 27th, 28th, 3 days. But I also wanted just to point out to people that the Right Voice for You, you can take it as the first day, like the 26th, and this is for all your classes, Right Voice for You one day. And then if you want to go on and do the master class, you do the following 2 days. So if you can't do the whole 3 days, you can just come to the one day.
Yeah.
Right, Sylvia?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can, Claudia from Colombia. Yeah. Hello. We're looking at dates to go out to Colombia as well. We have to finalize.
Amy, can you repeat again the dates on Florida, please?
So it's January the 26th, 27th, and 28th. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Right? Now I'm questioning myself, Martha.
And if you go to my website, right now it's in Spanish, but if you go to classes, it'll take you to the link in Access Consciousness. And I try to do my best to put the classes there. If there's a class that is not there, you can always contact me and I'll do my best to get back to you or give you the information to contact my host.
Yeah, and when we send out the recording of this Zoom, will also include your upcoming classes.
Yeah.
And Florida is 26, 27, 28, 3 days.
Beautiful.
Unless we maybe get you to stay on. Do something else.
And the other thing we're offering in Florida is that we do have scholarships available. As you all, I don't know if you know, but anyone from 15 years and younger can come to the classes for free. And we are doing some scholarships for the Florida class. If you're 16, 17, 18, or 19, there's scholarships for, and we have actually a raffle for the 1 day, and then some scholarships for the 3 day.
Yeah,
So
we have a competition starting. Did Tiffany want to announce the competition? We have a competition starting where we're giving away 3 prizes. We're giving away 3. Tiffany, come on if you're on. I'm losing my words. We're giving away the possibility to win.
Yes, I'm having a bad hair day, so I'll just leave that up. Yes, we're having a contest coming up. Check for details. We'll have it out. We're fine. Let me try this one more time. I just got tongue-tied. Don't you just like it when you think faster than when your mouth works? We'll have by the end of the week, pay attention. We'll be posting it into a lot of the access sites. We're having a contest where we're going to start having fun with our selfies. To the exact details of how the selfies or what we want to, or how we want it to work. We're going to fine tune that. We don't know if we're going to leave it with Facebook or if we want to bring it in on Instagram. So we'll find out more by that next week, but we are giving away 3 prizes,
which are, you get entry to,
one of them's an entry
to Sylvia's Right Voice For You 1 day class in Florida. And you can do it online as well. So you don't have to be in Florida in person.
Exactly. So as we fine-tune the first, second, and third place winners, we'll get back with you, and I'll have a little video for you guys with instructions on what it is that we're looking for. But those of you who like taking your selfies and being creative with your voice, this is the contest for you.
What is Right Voice For You as a selfie look like?
So for me, this was inspired by the class that Gary Douglas did in Washington, D.C., which was Leaders of the Future. And it's just, there's a gift and possibility that young people have in me that I would love to contribute to and receive. So they contribute so much to the class. And that's part of, if I needed a reason or just really it was a choice, is to include them more. So if you know anyone in that age group, let us know. And Bori, I adore you. She's so willing to be in chaos. She's all, can we have that for our class too? So she's going to create some magic and offer something for Budapest class coming up December 1st. So we will be talking and send out that information soon. So chaos in the making.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sylvia, so much.